In this video, I'm going to explain how writers can really screw their friends. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to talk about sharing and when it's appropriate to share credit and compensation for the material you write. Stick around. Patricia asks, an acquaintance of mine knows that I write screenplays and said he had an idea for me. It turned out to be a pretty good one, so I wrote a screenplay. The characters, story, and scenes are all mine, but I wouldn't have written it if not for his idea. But it was a very broad and general scenario, so how much credit do I give him for this idea? Well, Patricia, there are several layers we have to peel back here. First, from a strictly legal point of view, there's no copyright protection for ideas. In fact, a judge once said, ideas are as free as the air. So, unless you made some kind of promise or shared credit or money, a contract, in other words, to your friend, you don't legally have to do so. Now that said, if you want to keep this friend, it's a good idea to thank him properly with a special thanks credit or something. But you need to be aware that doing so could actually be used as evidence against you if there's ever a lawsuit. He'll say essentially, if you don't owe me anything, why'd you thank me in the credits? Now, I'm kind of divided about whether it's a good idea to talk about the issue and propose some kind of solution. You might mention, as casually as possible, hey, by the way, I ran with that idea you gave me, and it's been some work, but it's turning out really good. I hope you don't mind if I mention you in the special thanks section of the credits. Now, at the very least, this will open up a conversation. And if your friend says, hey, sure, then you can follow it up with a quick email that says, thanks again. We've agreed that you'll get mentioned in the special thanks part of the credits. But if he objects and demands a better credit or a share of the money you get from the script, well, you're certainly free to make that agreement, but understand that it could make selling the project a little bit more complicated. If you decide not to share, as I said, that's also your prerogative, but you should expect that he'll sue you later on if the thing gets made. And more importantly, you'll have an obligation to disclose the fact of this claim to any prospective buyer for your script. So think carefully about how you're going to handle the situation. If you don't have that conversation and therefore don't come to some kind of an understanding, and you decide not to put your friend in the special thanks, well, you still risk that lawsuit. But since you didn't know of your friend's objection specifically, you don't have an obligation to disclose anything to the buyer when you sell the piece.